Alright, so I thought I'd make a video on this crap, and there's a bunch of people out there pushing these fucking keto and carnivore diets and things like that. Namely the carnivore diets, which I find just ridiculous. And it seems to be gaining traction because you had this original guy who came out and said, I eat nothing but beef and salt. Like, the fuck is that to be proud of? And then you got this other guy who's acting like a WWE character, and he's saying shit like, who needs vegetables when you have testicles, and other weird people coming out of the woodwork like, hey, it cured my fucking insomnia, it cured my problem with chewing on tree bark and scratching my balls, oh, okay, wow. And then all these people like, oh, it cured my anxiety and my masturbation problem. It's all gone away. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure. I'm sure you're buying fucking dicks from the meat department now or whatever you're doing, dude. I don't know. But it's, this craziness, I really hope, I'll say this at the beginning, I really hope that behind these crazy comments and the weird shit, that it's really like the people trying to promote this themselves, I guess to maybe boost their buddies' profits in the fucking farming industry. I don't know who the fuck. But I kind of hope like it's either that, where it's just self-contained lies, or you have some kid on who sees these crazy people and says, yeah, I'm just going to keep saying crazy shit too, because every time I say crazy shit, the guy does crazy shit. And it's like having a little video game controller on him, and it's just entertainment at that point. So maybe, I kind of hope that, that's what's going on. Like, there's nothing real behind it. It's just made for TV sort of BS. But there are some people out there who are really trying to like push beyond that and just giving out misinformation and stuff, and not offering up any evidence to the contrary. At this point, it's really well established that vegetables are good for you. I mean, if you don't think so, you're probably a knucklehead, or you got a phobia, or whatever the case may be. I mean, pretty much everybody living long is using a mixed approach of vegetables and meat products or animal products, animal proteins, things like that. But they're usually, though, the people who live longer use more plant-based food. Like, a heavier part of their diet is plant-based. And then on the other spectrum of that, you have kind of like the sports performance part, where people are using like a higher percentage of animal proteins to build muscle more efficiently and recover from hard workouts. So, you know, this is stuff that's not unknown. And when I look at this and when I hear this, I have to ask myself, like, what are these people's goals? You know what I mean? Like, what is their goal in terms of, like, what type of performance they're looking for? I mean, do they want to live longer? Do they want to, wrestle better? Do they want to jump higher, sprint faster? Whatever. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And that's what I'm seeing with these people. Like, I just feel like there is no real long-term established goal. Okay? I've tried carnivore diets, so to speak, keto diets. Okay? I tried that stuff in high school. And I used to read bodybuilding magazines, used to go to the gym, and I thought to myself, I was always looking for any kind of advantage to make things easier on myself, so you don't have to bust your ass doing as much cardio and things like that. You're always looking for an easier way to get the desired goal. So I came across this Body Opus diet by Dan Duchaine way back then. Look him up. He's an interesting character. And he was promoting a ketogenic diet. It's kind of like a last-ditch attempt before you actually get on stage, and it worked. I went and I started, I tried it, and even my friends were like, holy shit, man, you definitely lost body fat for sure, man. It's definitely working. So I tried that on and off for a few cycles and played around with it, and it definitely got me down. I mean, it was an easy way to cut like four-ish pounds in a week, so it worked. And it was very noticeable. So I'd go from like 166 to 162, 161. If I ran a second cycle, I was getting like 159, maybe 158. So, like I said, good results. I got what I was looking for out of it. But long-term health and just feeling good was not a part of the whole formula. I didn't feel good doing this. I didn't feel good, and I felt better on the carb up. I felt better before the keto, before going off the carbs and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, some other people I knew tried it. Some people tried it for like wrestling and different things like that to see if like they could potentially drop down to a lower weight class and carb up real quick. And there was a bunch of stuff. So like people I knew were giving it a ride. But I can tell you right now, like I never felt this. Oh my God, amazing energy levels. Like when I was in college, it had been a long time since I messed around with a ketogenic diet. Okay, but I used to go and I used to run for about a mile to 3 miles, like a couple of times a week, something like that, just to maintain my abilities to play sports that I like tennis, etc. And I can tell you, man, when I switched to that ketogenic diet and I was cutting those carbs out on about the third or fourth day, man, I mean, my legs felt shot after a mile. Like how my legs used to feel after 2.5 miles is how my legs felt after 1 mile. You know, so I don't know where these people are talking about all this energy, that they're getting. Go start doing some running. Go start biking or something like that. Wait till you plateau, and then fiddle around with your carb intake. I mean, there's a reason why people carb up before bike races, before runs, before various sporting events, right? It's because it has a proven physiological advantage, performance advantage. So I just hope that people aren't really believing this shit, man. It's a bunch of nonsense. You look at as far as longevity is concerned, you look at the blue zones, the places where people in this world on planet Earth live the longest. They tend to push more towards plant-based. They don't eat a whole lot of meats, or they eat less meats than average. Okay, and some of them eat leaner meats than average. Right? They're not packing away McDonald's cheeseburgers or high-fat beef. So, like I said, if you want to learn what to do, look at the science, man. It's been around a long time. It gets more and more convincing every single day. That's all I have to say.